Hello. Sorry I skipped that track. I hate it. I hate it, chat. It annoys the hell out of me. I don't know why I've left it on the playlist. Ooh, I'm getting feedback. That isn't good. There we go. I should fix it. How are we doing? How's everybody doing? You right? I hope so. So it's Wednesday and it's 2 p.m. So you know what that means? I'm streaming again. That's right. Doing some more colouring. More of this thing. I wasn't even going to work on this. It's posted today. We were going to do some more of the gang. What up? How you doing? I was going to do more of that comic that I was doing, but I'm in between setups right now. I've got a new PC that I'm in the middle of setting up. I haven't set it up with Streamlabs and shit yet. And I'm waiting on a Wacom link so that I can use this tablet as a tablet with that computer. So we're on Photoshop again instead. Basically, is the short of it. It was easier just to stream off my tablet and do that than it was to try and work out how to set up traditional shit with my new PC. Next week we might be able to do that again though, so hopefully we will. Yeah, so we're doing some of this. I don't know how much we're going to do today or even what we're really going to do. I'm sort of... you can see I've done a little bit of work on it since last time we worked on it in chat. I've done a bit of... I finished basically refining all the shadows. Remember we did a quick rough of shadows like this. And I've gone in and sort of lightened them up a bit and tidied them. Because I think this is too dark and too rough. So we've got this instead. And today we're going to go in and maybe start transitioning some areas that need transitioning so that it's not all sharp lines. And then we'll do some halftone stuff as well. It's basically all I've got planned for today. And that we might get done very quickly, in which case it might be a pretty short stream. I don't know. I think the first step is going to be, we're going to be doing stuff like we've done here, where we sort of feather the shadow out a bit. I'm going to do that in some more areas, although not everywhere. Just in some areas where the light sort of rolls over a surface. This looks dope, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. So it's taking a long time to make. We've done like, what? 5 Colours of Fire, thank you. We've done like, what, 5 streams of this, and they've each been about 2 hours. So we've spent about 10 hours on this so far. And then add in the time I've spent off camera. It's taking a hell of a long time to make, is what I'm saying. But we're getting there, It's still got a way to go as well. That's the annoying thing. Yeah, so anywhere where sort of the shadow is going to roll over a curved surface, we want to do at least some of this sort of feathering, right? So, for example, I already see this part here, where the skin's kind of bunching around this finger and knuckle. We can get some work going there. That's the wrong pen, chat. It's the wrong one. I can't spend that long on one piece, but I should do. Yeah, I normally don't. Well, I don't know. Some pieces I do, but I have to sort of spread it out, right? Like we have them in this one. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, sometimes I just get infuriated as well. Needs to be dissolved. How's things on your end, by the way, Adam? How you doing? What are you up to today? Anything fun? Oh, I know where there was another area that I wanted to do this. Just doing work. This is more of that football project that you had going on, or something else entirely. Let me know. Let me know as well how we're doing on sound and stuff. Got to rejig everything a bit to get this setup going today, so things might be out of balance. Let me know if they are. Another page in the football book, but at least it's not a Scottish team this time. Yeah. What team is it? Can you say? Or is that not allowed? Sound and video all good. Nice. This is good news. This is excellent news. Let's check the quality of the old stream. Nottingham Forest this time. Oh god, they just beat us. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan, right? And we just lost to them 2-0. And both of our records were currently the worst in the championship leading up until that game. So it was like the two worst teams playing and we lost. So we are officially the worst team. Maybe Wickham as well were about the same. But it doesn't look good for us, let me tell you. Okay, that's fine. No drop frames, 30 frames per second, and we're only using 40 to 50% of our CPU. Attainable. So yeah, that's about the worst team you could have been doing right now. I'd almost forgot about how terrible we were until now. We're a bad football team. I'm an Arsenal fan. I feel your pain right now. Yeah, it's not a fun time to be an Arsenal fan either. Hey, if things go our way and not your way, we could be playing each other next year. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? In the Olde Championship. It's been like 800 minutes since we scored a goal from open play. Yeah, we had trouble scoring from open play until recently. We still do, obviously, but we've at least ticked the box of yes, we have scored in open play. I don't know what other bits need this specific kind of feathering, to be honest. This bit over here could do with some. So yeah, it's not fun. I look forward to it. Yeah. It's going to be a good one. I'll tell you what as well, if you do get relegated, take it from a Sheffield Wednesday fan. The Championship is not a fun fucking league to be in. It's a very entertaining league to watch, but it's a very difficult league to get out of. I mean, we were in playoffs for like at least 2 years running, and that was only like, 5 years ago? And now we're bottom of the table. Europa League were undefeated. Yeah, I noticed that you're doing very well in the Europa League, but you did have quite an easy group. So, I mean, most groups in the Europa League are pretty easy until the Champions League teams fall down into it, right? Be interesting if you won the Europa League, right, and therefore qualified for Champions League, but were relegated from the Premier League, and therefore we're in the Championship and the Champions League. That would be an odd turn of events, wouldn't it? Unlikely to happen, though. Okay. Some areas I'm going to transition the other way, I think. So like, whoops. Oh yeah, we've got Porto next, so I'm expecting to get hurt again. Yeah. It's mad, man. You've got some really great players at that football club that just are not performing right now. As soon as Aubameyang signed on, he's just decided to be a shit footballer now. Doesn't play very well at all. I don't know what's going on with Ozil, but it's not happening there, is it? Wouldn't surprise me if we did go down and then we were in the Champions League somehow. Yeah, that would be What a weird record to break, huh? One odd one. Okay, let me just control so that I can delete it from there, and then we can delete this layer. Sweet. Okay. He signed and then was like, I'm done playing football. Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened there. It seems like a bit of a problem you've got with that club. Like you give your best players these crazy contracts just to get them to stay, like you did it with Ozil. And then they're just like, well, fine, I'm just going to take my paycheck and sit on the bench or be lazy and not play. And then you're stuck throwing loads and loads of money at these players that aren't even helping. That's kind of football though nowadays, isn't it? It's all ego. Okay, now we need to find a brush that we can use that's gonna like sort of stipple these edges a bit and rough them up. I like a bristle brush, something like this maybe, but I don't know how well that's gonna work to do what we're... Ooh, it's not bad, you know. No, I want it more like faded though. But even then, mate, take it from me, it could be worse. Could be worse. You almost certainly won't get relegated from the Premier League this year. And as long as you don't, you can build next year, right? That's the problem we're in. If we get relegated this year, we're fucked. But if we can hang on, it's like, okay, well, maybe we can build something next year, right? I don't know if I like this. It's the hope that kills me the most. Yeah, well, this is the thing, man. Top 6 fans don't know what it's like to be an actual normal football fan. Because, like, Arsenal's, you were so dominant for a while. And then since sort of the Wenger eras, you've been a bit kind of shitty. And now you're back to being a normal football team. And a normal football team doesn't expect to win every game. Doesn't expect to win titles every year. It's always a roller coaster ride. With Asumi is the sort of thing we want. Ooh, yeah, this is where it's at. This is where it's at, chat. Look at that. Oh, that's a beauty. That's a beaut. And honestly, I think it might not seem it right now, but it's a much more fun way to follow football. It makes the good times feel so much better when they're rare, right? There are some areas where we still want some quite sharp lines though, chat, so I'm not going to do this everywhere. Owners take money out of the club and use it to pay for other teams. Yeah, doesn't he have like American football teams? When put money into Arsenal, it makes money, yeah. That's modern football though, mate. That's true of most football clubs, especially big football clubs. The only ones that actually spend money on their football clubs are fucking awful human beings, like Saudi owners that have shady background. That sounded kind of racist, but the fact that they're Saudi isn't the problem, right? I'm just saying, like, you know, there's a lot of questions that should be asked before people can buy football teams, and they just aren't asked these days. And like our owner has put comparatively quite a lot of money into our club, especially for a club at our level. And it hasn't worked. So it's not just a matter of, you know, football isn't just about spending money. you know. It's about so many other factors. Although it isn't nice when they don't. Bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. While I've got you here, Adam, what date is it next Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday is like the day before Christmas Eve, like Christmas Eve. Are you up for doing a Christmas stream that day? Are you free that day? I know this is pretty late notice, but for Christmas related stuff. But I just thought today, the next time I stream it will be like right before Christmas, so I should do a Christmas stream. And if you're around, you should be in it too. Since the Halloween one went so well. Repeat what you said, mine just cut out. Oh, that might have been on my end actually. I was saying next Wednesday is the 23rd of December, i.e. Christmas Eve, right? So I'm probably going to do some fashion of Christmas stream. I was just asking if you're around to be a part of it. I know it's a bit late notice, but... yeah, so this is the sort of thing we're doing now, chat. This kind of transitional stuff. Should be around for that if it's in the afternoon. Yeah, it'll be like a 2 o'clocky jobby, probably. I just figured since the... I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed doing the Halloween one. Could do something similar for a Christmas one. Do some Christmas themed join. Just join. What's occurring? Hey, we're doing some Photoshop stuff. Working on this thing again. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work on it off stream. And now on stream, we're just transitioning some areas of shadow, or more rounded parts and stuff, so that they look a bit less sharp. That's what we're doing today. And it just adds a bit of like texture and stuff into some of the other parts of colour. You're doing a Christmas special. It's looking good. Thanks. Yeah, I think we're going to do a Christmas special. Yeah, I want to. I'll do some kind of Christmas-based drawing next week, and I was just seeing if Adam's around, and he seems to be at least around, if not up for it, so that's good. That is good. Yeah, man, Halloween was fun. I'm up for a Christmas stream. Dope. I don't know what it will look like, but we'll work something fun out to do, I imagine. We're also going to be doing some halftones here. That's why I'm not transitioning every single line out. There's going to be lots of different ways of creating these sort of mid-tone type transitions, right? Oh man, we should find some if we do a Christmas stream, we should find some royalty-free Christmas songs. I imagine they won't get tedious quickly. Oh, we haven't. I forgot to trade this sword in. Look, chat. So let's get that done. Just gonna do that alone with this brush. The most royalty Christmas songs we can find. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're gonna do. So if you're around next Wednesday, people, it will be a Christmas special. Bring your Santa hats. You've got to wear a Santa hat, by the way, Adam. That's part of the rules. Or you could wear like some reindeer ears or something. You've got to have some kind of Christmas attire. Otherwise, is it even a Christmas special, right? Okay, that's enough on the greys. Let's do this jacket. Now this new keyboard is just too big to lean here, so I can't lean like where I normally pivot my elbow like this. Maybe if we move this across. Sorry if this shuts everything down, chat. It didn't. We're okay. I've got Christmas stuff, don't you worry. Okay, good. Gucci, this we like. Oh, that's better. Oh. So I'm just selecting these things so that I'm only drawing on specific areas, chat. I don't want to be like I don't want any of this colour to come off over here. So since I'm only selecting this area, I'm only drawing on this area. I could do a layer mask if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I didn't really separate the colours out into different layers anyway, so it would be a whole thing to have to do that. I'm not about that. I ain't about whole things. Okay, this. Still up for tomorrow's D&D session? I am, yes. I'm going to make tonight some actual stats for my wolf. because I completely forgot to do that last week. Because it's slightly different to regular animal stats. You get to add like your proficiencies and stuff to certain parts. So. Are you going to be doing a Christmas special D&D session? Like Dan did a Halloween one. Grand, yeah. Yeah, I'll send the stats over when I do them. Okay. Gold bits next, do we think? I think so. There was some construction going on in the flat next to me this morning, by the way, chat. Some hammering, some drilling. So if that resumes, I can only apologise. There's nothing I can do about it. I actually thought I might have to postpone the stream till tomorrow if it kept going, but they stopped at about 12:30, so it's fine. No Christmas special, but Troy's character is pretty much just Christmas anyway. Yeah, it does make up for it, yeah. He is the eternal bastion of Ever Christmas. Evermas. Which for a Grinch like me is pretty sickening, actually. In the end. Yeah. Can't be doing a Christmas all year round, mate. Not about it. See, this just adds a bit of sort of noise and texture into some of these areas as well, chat. We're going to go in with the lighter colours and take some away from the shadows as well. There's just so many different stages of how I plan to colour this that this piece could honestly end up taking me like 25 hours to make. Which is too long at the end of the day, isn't it? It's too long. I think I'm just going to use some half tones for that. I don't know. Maybe it won't take that long. Maybe the other stages will fly by. Let's do this hair. It's a bit jarring, this purple on green, isn't it, when you get up close? It's a bit vibrant. So basically these brushes, right, it's a little like using a halftone brush in that you're creating greys with a block colour. So because it spaces the ink out, in some areas it looks lighter than in other areas where it doesn't space it out as much. So you can basically shade in with one block colour. But it's a bit more random and textured and detailed than just a halftone. So you can get these really sharp fades. And then we'll use a halftone brush to do some of the more milder transitional jobs on this piece. So we're only doing the areas that have really sharp transitions of light from really dark to really light. Just taking them out a bit, basically. And then obviously the ones that have really, really sharp, that are just a line, we just leave flat, basically. Oops. Does that make sense? Let's do some blues. Haven't asked yet, how have you been doing? No, you haven't. It's very rude. Yeah, I'm doing alright, mate. Doing fine, just keeping on, you know. Got this new PC that I've been setting up. Like I said earlier, we're not running on it right now, just because I wasn't able to get Streamlabs and stuff set up in time. But next week we should be. And it's great. Just been playing lots of Rocket League on it. It's like a whole new game. Just realised that we need to shade this bit in. Which is no trouble. We just do this. Jobs are good. Any idea on when you're working again? No, I don't. I actually talked to my manager yesterday and asked if he knew any more than I know, and basically he was like, no. They're not going to know anything until the government announces it, which they're doing. They're reviewing today, right? The tiers. I don't know if they're announcing them today, but they're definitely reviewing them today. Maybe they already have, and I haven't even clocked it. I haven't really looked. So yeah, I don't know. I'd be very surprised if they announce that we're coming out of tier 3. Or that really, I'd be surprised if anyone comes out of tier 3. Maybe some places in the north, but even there, I think London going into tier 3 is basically them saying, don't expect to come out of tier 3 and go down. Anyone, because it's not going to happen. And if we don't, then I'm still not at work, right? If we do, I might be going back to work. And yes, I did say new PC. You need to figure out what PC you need to get. A PC, book. Yeah. I just bought like a pre-built jobby. There's some companies on Amazon that literally just build you a custom PC. and you buy it, and it's just basically plug it in and go, right? You don't have to worry about buying the separate parts and all that stuff. And obviously you pay a little bit more than you would for the individual parts, but you don't have to worry about the building it or anything like that. And my parents very kindly decided that they would combine birthday and Christmas this year and buy it for me, so that was very good of them. I was very shocked. Dooby-dooby-doo. But it will mean when I get everything working right, that hopefully we can do some more advanced stuff on stream, some more taxing stuff. Because this tablet that I've been using isn't really designed to run loads of stuff at the same time, like, and stream stuff. It's basically designed to be a portable workstation, so you work on your Photoshop stuff and all that crap. It runs really well, but then trying to do loads of stuff, it's not that great at. So if I can run it off of my new PC, should free up a lot of CPU space for other stuff, which would be great. It sounds like a lot easier than learning how to build a PC. Send me a link when you can. I will do. You have to be sort of... The one that I got was a really good deal. Like, the parts in it are really good for the price. And it's hard to find ones like that. And basically, they only have a certain amount of each one, right? So I don't think the one that I have is even for sale anymore. But there are other ones that you can find for similar. And as long as you just keep checking and seeing what ones they upload and stuff, you should be good. You should be good. You might even be able to get in touch with them and say, hey, build me specifically this build, and maybe they will. But it's definitely a lot easier than learning how to build a PC, because I like the idea of that. I mean, I'm quite, I am into computing and stuff, and I have built stuff before. But I was just like, I want a PC soon. And it's going to take me a while to learn all this shit. And I'd rather just get something pre-built, and then as and when those things go out of date, I can update it myself and learn about all that stuff myself as I go. Because I don't need to know it now, right? And again, it's not the cheapest way to get a new PC, but it was still really good value. For what it is. And aside from all the benefits with my artwork and my workflow and doing streaming stuff that this computer is going to get me, it also is a lot more powerful for gaming, which is great, because I bought Cyberpunk for PS4 the other day, right? I say the other day, when it came out, right? The day it came out. And oh my god, it is a hot mess on PS4. It's really bad. It runs like a potato. And I kind of wish I'd waited and held out so I could get it on PC. And I'm really tempted to try and get it refunded on PS4 and buy it on PC, because this PC will run it a lot better than that PS4 ever would. I just wanted to play it day of launch, and all I had was PS4. But it's hilariously bad on PS4. It's so broken, considering that it started out as a PS4 game, the development, right? It started out on base PS4 when they were developing the game, so that should be where it runs the best. And yet it doesn't. It's really buggy. It's crashed twice in about 2.5 hours of playing. The frame rate's appalling. The texture pop-in is laughable. And I just really wish I'd waited to get it on PC. Because this PC would definitely run it a lot better. But that's life, you know? That's the way it goes sometimes. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. I don't know if I'm going overboard with this step, chat. I don't think I am. But I don't know how much difference it's actually making. But there we go. What's everyone's plans for Christmas then, chat? Provided the restrictions don't change. Anyone getting up to anything fun? Is this not selecting anything? Ah, there's your problem. Drawing A on the wrong layer and B with the wrong colour. An embarrassment, that is. What an embarrassment. Just noticed as well that that's meant that I've covered up this ear with the wrong colour. So let's touch that up. Nice. Bum, bum, bum. If and when you do get a new PC add-on, you should definitely try some joint streams on your channel. I think that would be fun. It's a good way of spreading the love, right? Good way of boosting both of our follower count. If we always do it on the same thing, it's probably not going to change very much, right? What I'm saying is I want to mooch off some of your followers, mate. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking as well we can retry the revisit the Bob Ross duel, because hopefully this new PC will be able to support having that much stuff going on at the same time. A lot better than this one I'm using right now. So if you're up for that, we could even make a tournament and get some other people involved. I'd love to have you on, just my Mac can't handle it. Yeah, exactly. So when you get something new, get involved. Maybe we could even stream some gaming. That definitely gets a lot more attention on Twitch, doesn't it? Although I don't know if I want to have that kind of crossover on this channel, you know what I mean? I don't want people who come here for art to have to watch me fucking play Rocket League, you know. But at the same time, I do really like playing Rocket League, and it is my Twitch channel, so swings and roundabouts. Swings and roundabouts. Should make this part here or orange. Okie dokie. I think that's it for that stage. Now we do the exact same thing, but with the lighter colours on top of the darker colours. So you get transition going both ways, right? That's the idea anyway. For something like this. Right. Just in a couple areas to add a bit of extra light. That's too dark. And to add some texture to otherwise very flat areas of colour. Ba 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 ba. So it just looks just gives a slightly different kind of a texture to going the other way, and it adds more in areas that it wouldn't already have that texture, like these darker shadowy areas. Dum dum ba bum bum. Bum bum. Then I'm thinking we might add a gradient to each of these as well in some areas. But I don't know how well that's going to work with the halftones as well. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Basically how I'm doing this, chat, is I'm on another layer on top, drawing with these colours. And then when I'm done, I'll select everything on this layer and delete it from the layer of colour. Again, there are plenty of better ways to do this on Photoshop, but I do not know them. Therefore I do it this weird way, as I do with most of my Photoshop stuff, because I taught myself Photoshop. So I know a lot of the basics, and then I know I have to do complex stuff through a series of very basic steps, when in reality there is probably a much better way, more optimized way of doing it that I just never learned. Bum, bum, bum. And that is true of me and most software. And I will say it's probably true of most people, right? Most people don't actually take courses specifically designed to teach you how to use something. They just get it and give it a go for a while. I hope so anyway. I hope I'm not the weird one. I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. Oh, it's not easy, is it? Okay, so we're going to select this colour. Beautiful. Now when we do here, it won't go outside of that line. Fractious day. There you go. Nice. So it just adds a few more glints of variants of light in here. Just makes it a bit more interesting, I think, anyway. Bam, bam, ba bam. And it means you can go in areas where you think you might have gone in a bit too dark and lighten them up a bit like that, you see. Although I don't know if I wanted to do that there. It might have been better off beforehand. But I could if I wanted to, is the point, chat. That's better. That's too much. Again, I forgot to do this thing where we just select the area that we want to draw. Beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Whoops. I could as well, if I wanted to, be drawing this with the brush set to like the eraser type. What is it called? Clear. If I could set the brush type to clear, and that would basically turn it into an eraser. Problem with that is that this kind of brush has furred edges normally. Like it has blurred light. You can't really see that very well. The edges are blurred, so they're not perfectly black. So if I put it to clear, the edges of that are. And I could fiddle with the flow and stuff to get it to work the way I want it, but I think it's easier just to put it in dissolve and draw with it in dissolve and then just erase afterwards. I find anyway. I've drawn some of these with the wrong brush, the wrong layer, chat. Yeah, I have. That's annoying. I think it's just the ones on this part. But that's fine. That's fine. We move on. We live our lives. Can't live in the past, chat. Try as you might. Some of this, to be honest, it might be a little bit unclear to you what I'm doing, chat. I don't know if the resolution is going to pick this up, because obviously streaming live is not the same as looking at it in person. So hopefully the feed is clear enough that you can see what I'm doing, because it's quite a subtle thing. Just adding a little bit of light here and there just to help transition some of the areas and help add a bit of texture. Okay. And I'm just thinking when I'm doing this, chat, about where the light is, what the shape is that the light is hitting, and so how that would work, right? So basically, to really simplify it down, if you have like a circle here, right, like an egg, say, and the light's coming this way, then it's going to be really dark here, and it's going to sort of transition out and be lighter the further away you get from that dark side, and the closer you get to the light, right? But also there might be like dimples and imperfections on the egg that the light might reflect off of and create some lighter areas in here and add a bit of texture. So that's what we're doing. Obviously we're not drawing eggs though. We're drawing medieval knight Street Fighter people. You know? It's too perfectly round. Dun, dun, dun. Remember 80, everybody. Okay, you can forget 80 now, chat. Erase it from your mind. It doesn't matter anymore. We've moved on. Boy, this song's just thrilling, isn't it? No more. No more, thank you. Just cannot deal with that. Okay. Done that one layer again. See how we can create some light and some tonal variation in here without making it too bright of an area. It still stays quite dark. It's the sort of thing we're after. Okay. This one's quite a tough one because the shadow is so different to the mid-tone of the shape that it makes such a drastic difference whatever you do. So you just got to be careful of that when you're working, chat. Make sure that stuff transitions properly and doesn't look too abrupt or whatever. Why won't this draw on here? Oh, because it's on the wrong layer maybe? Yeah, there we go. Although actually it being on that layer doesn't help us at all. Or maybe it does actually, because if we erase that from there. No, it definitely doesn't. I'll have to just come back to that bit, I think. We'll have to come back to that later. Okay. Are there any areas that need a bit more pizzazz? What do we think, chat? I think that's good. I think that's alright. It's alright. So let's control select everything on this layer. And then delete it from this layer. Actually, I need to transition some of these blues here. Haven't been done. So let's do some of that. Alright, select everything on that layer, delete it from this layer. And then we just have to go in over here and fix some problem areas like here. For example, and here as well. It's going to be that layer, isn't it? So we need to select everything on this area. Beautiful. Save that. See, that's like what? An hour's work? You can barely tell the difference. It's very subtle what we're doing, chat. But it will make a difference overall in the end. When you get in close, you can tell more what we've been doing. And I think it does help sell the piece a bit better. Okay, the next step is something new and different that I don't know how well is going to work. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this layer so that we have this version all the time. So if we mess it up and we don't like it, we can always come back to it. And then with this new duplicated version of this layer, let's try some stuff. For example, let's select this color. Can I gradient with clear with an eraser? No, but what I can do is gradient with this, right? Yeah, we're just creating some gradients to create some color depth in some of these areas for some of these shadows. And then the next test, because that will look alright whatever we do, but the next test is will it work against halftones? So let's take a screen tone like this one on here. Yeah, see, the problem is this is slightly different. So what if instead we put the screen tones on this layer first, then we select the color range and start doing some gradients. How does that look? Better. It goes against everything I believe in with screen tones, but it does look better, I think. I think it does look better. Let's just do some of this, and if it ends up being hours and hours of work that we don't use, then fine. You live and you learn, right? You got to try new things sometimes, chat. You can't stagnate. The question is, do we want to use this specific screen tone? I don't know. Do we even want to use screen tone? Do we want to use one that transitions a bit better? Like, for example, this. That might be a layer too complicated. Although, I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. I don't mind that one bit, chat. Not one bit. No, let's not do that. Let's do this. So this is basically a combination of lots of different techniques. This piece is the idea. Because now we're going with light of this, right? And we're doing the exact same thing we were doing before, but it's just dots. Just using a halftone. Bum 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 bum. I realise now I should have used reference for some of this lighting. But I guess that was part of the challenge of the piece, right? Was to see if we could do it without that kind of reference. Or at least that's going to be my excuse when it turns out terrible. Okay. Let's do all these silver bits. There we go. And this stage is less about trying to transition those areas of colour out and more about just creating areas of lighter shade in some of the darker ones and darker shades in some of the lighter ones. Why is this not drawing on here? Por favor. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That'll be white. As per usual. Which actually means that I need to... Oh, I'll do that after. No, I'll do that right now. Or will I? Yeah, I'll do it later. Fuck it. Worry about that when the time comes, chat. Because real life very rarely has complete solid shadows and lights, right? There's very subtle tonal differences all over the place. And therefore, so should there also be very little tonal differences in your drawing. And I'm thinking I might even go in with some black halftones for the even more severe shadows, like this, because there needs to be more areas of dark here. The problem with that is that that's going to wash the whole image out a lot. So that might be a brainstorm on how we solve that problem. It might be a case of going in with another shade of darker shadow, even like this. That might be what we end up having to do, which will mean another 6 or 7 hours in practice, won't it? Oh well, that's life. Might do a bit more of this half-tony work and then call it a day for today, chat. Do some more work off stream, maybe. Because there's not a lot of new stuff that I can show you while I'm doing this, you know, it's all just going to be a lot of the same. And you can't really speed up live footage, right? So it might be a bit boring. I will say, going back and watching some of these streams on YouTube, if you go back and watch them in like 2 times speed, it's very entertaining. There's something about just listening to a sped up voice that's quite hilarious. And I think that is the way to watch these videos, right? If you can't catch them live, just go and watch them at 2 times speed on YouTube. And you can churn through them a lot quicker because there's a bit of a backlog now. We've been streaming for a while now, a few months. So there is quite a backlog building up. I've just done the same. I've put it on the wrong layer again, look. But it's fine, we can just select that colour range, copy it onto here, and then colour it in the lower one. I'll just have to remember to do that before I do the gradient stuff. Ba, ba, ba. Da, da, da. Oops. done it on the wrong layer again. Why do I keep making the same mistake, chat? Oh god, it's just not easy, is it? Nice. Nice. Okay, I think I'm going to call it there for today, chat. Might not look like it, but we have made a lot of progress. And it's just going to be a really long piece, this one. There's no two ways about it. It's just going to take us a long time. It already has, and it definitely will take even longer. So there it is. Definitely, I think the half turns makes a difference. Sorry, I haven't been chatting, been off doing stuff, but I had this on in the background. Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks. Appreciate you just being here. We're pretty much done now, though. So, yeah. So again, it's a bit of review on what. Should we do a bit of a review on where we are with this one? With this bash boish. Looks so good, thanks. So that's, wait, hang on, that's not even where we started, was it? We started all the way back here. Right. Did a bit of refining. Oh, hang on, that's the same thing. Did a bit of refining. Bit more. Bit more. Even more. Then some inking, right? That was next. Then some block colours. Some of which we've ruined by accident, but that's fine. Then some shadows. Well, then some rough shadows. And then some more super serial shadows. Like that. That's where we are. Back in the room, having been to the vets again. It's looking good. Thanks. I think that's where we're going to leave it today, though. That's where we're at. Still a hell of a lot to do. A hell of a lot to do. If we even... Oh, hang on. I've turned off the layer that had the old... Oh, I know what I've done. By making that multiply... we turn that white off, so that's what I've done. There we go. Yeah. What do we think? Amazing to see the progress. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's still... It's going to end up just taking us a million years. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll just never do anything like this again. It's crazy just having so many different colours. That's the main thing. I'm normally used to only having at most 7 or 8 colours total on a screen, because I think about drawing in the sense of making screen prints. That's how I think about drawing, just because I like that style. So to do it with as many colours as I want, it's kind of a weird combo, right? Don't know how well it works. Can't wait to see this finished. It got more me either. I cannot wait to see the back of this. Is it just the helmet in background to do? No. No, it's not. We've got to do all the rest of this half toning, then some gradient work, then we've got to do all the highlights, possibly another layer of shadows, and then the background with the helmet. And then we've got to do some text to say Saturday nights. And then we're done, I think. Depending on how well all that turns out. We'll see. We're getting there, though. Probably a bit over halfway, maybe. No, you'd hope. I might do more of it off stream so we don't have to watch it every single minute of making this piece. I don't know. Either way, we'll try and do a Christmas stream next week if you're up for that, Adam. That'd be fun. I don't know what that'll entail. Maybe we'll pick each other some Christmas things to draw like we did for Halloween. And yeah. And maybe do the timed thing or something. Or maybe we'll do something else. I don't know. We'll see. And then at some point I want to try and maybe play some Champed Up with some people. Which is, if you don't know, is like a game where you have to draw based on prompts. And then vote on which is the best prompt, and the audience can join in. So chat, you can join in voting, which would be fun. But we'll see. Merry Christmas stream. Yeah, defo. That'll be next week, hopefully. Next Wednesday at 2, something like that. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you're not, you know the drill. If you're not already part of the Fridge Gang, then do follow. Although I imagine everyone watching probably is, because you're all very diligent. Yeah, and check out Twitter and Instagram and all that places. That's where you'll find out what we're doing and when we're doing it. And going back and if you do want to, if you have missed any streams or you do want to go back and watch them, honestly, it's go back and watch them on YouTube at 2 times speed. I think that's the optimum way to watch these streams. You get through them quicker. But either way, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye. See you next week. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye now.